I'm gonna do an overhead shot and give you guys a closer look at this, but the first thing I wanted to point out was actually the case itself. Man, this thing is rugged, it's durable. It actually has these two rubber pieces here and here as well too. So when you set it down anywhere, it's not gonna be sliding around all over the place, or at least it's gonna be super resistant to it. Let's go ahead and get into the details of this. All right, so already went over how much I love the casing. Check out this lock. I love this style of lock right here. Just snaps right into place. What I noticed right away is how much actual terminal tackle they've managed to fit into this compact watertight box while still keeping everything visibly organized and really easy to reach. And I'll explain why that ended up mattering a lot once you started answering the usual questions: what species, what's included, can a beginner use this? But first, I actually just want to walk through how this feels in hand. So in hand, the box feels really solid and it's purpose built. It's 7.87 by 4.3 by 2 inches, so it's small enough to drop into a backpack or a side pocket without it feeling bulky. The double lock clasp and watertight seal give it a more serious feel than a basic organizer, and the clear lid makes it easy to do a quick gear check before you head out or go in between spots. Now, inside, the adjustable dividers break into small compartments, so hooks, weights, swivels, stoppers, and jig heads aren't spilling into each other all over the place every time you open and close the box. Now, what you might be wondering is whether this is more of a starter assortment or something that usually covers a full freshwater terminal setup for real trips. In use, it feels close to a core kit with 400 pieces, the components laid out for 19 proven rigs. It gives me enough variety to rig Texas, Carolina, wacky, and drop shot setups, plus other common freshwater presentations. Now, one of the most common questions is what fish species is this kit for? This is designed to support freshwater anglers targeting bass, trout, crappie, panfish, and similar species. So your standard hook style shows up again and again with everyday freshwater fishing. Another question people ask is, does it include sinkers? Yep. Along with the hooks and swivels, you get sinker style weights, stoppers, components, and other terminal pieces, so you can build weightless and weighted rigs instead of being locked into just one style. Now, a big one for a lot of people is, can beginners use this kit? From what's here in the box, it's very beginner friendly because the combinations are focused on widely used freshwater rigs and everything is already grouped into a way that makes it easier to follow. Another practical question is this tackle box waterproof? The description calls it out as a watertight seal. It's secure double lock clasp and O-ring style design, so it's made to keep water out and protect the hardware when the box gets splashed or rides around in a wet boat or kayak. So for anyone wondering, does it come with a guide for rigging? The page explains that rigs is built for, but it doesn't list a printed step-by-step rigging guide inside. So I treat this as a well-organized component kit that works best alongside basic rigging knowledge or just simple tutorials. Once you get past those quick questions, the hook selection is what stands out during actual use. You get EWG worm hooks, round bend worm hooks, wide gap wacky hooks, light wire finesse hooks, and drop shot hooks, all with needle point tips and basic retaining features. Those different shapes and wire styles are made for building out Texas rig and cover, Carolina rigs for longer casts, wacky rigs for finesse presentations, and drop shot setups when you want a more precise bait position. The included jig heads with dual bait keepers are focused on holding soft plastics in place, which helps cut down on bait sliding down the hook every time you cast or work through grass, rocks, or wood. So during use, the hooks feel sharp and ready. The points bite quickly when you test them with your thumb, and that's noticeable when you're setting that on a fish or pulling through light cover. The hardware, swivel, snaps, and stoppers is made from corrosion-resistant materials. It's built for lakes and rivers and can also handle lighter inshore environments where gear stays damper for longer. In terms of who this is for, it's made for anglers who want a compact box that can ride along pond trips, river sessions, kayak days, or just casual boat outings without having to rebuild their entire terminal tackle collection. If you're just getting into freshwater, having this level of variety, hooks, weights, and stoppers organized in one box takes a ton of the guesswork out. If you're more experienced, it works well as a streamlined travel or backup kit, or as a main terminal box when you want to keep things tidy and still cover the most common rigs. So day-to-day routine feels simple. Grab the box, pop the latch, pick a rig style, and everything you need from the hook to the stopper and weight is already laid out in front of you, so you can just tie up and start casting within a few minutes. One convenience benefit that shows up quickly is how easy it is to re-rig after a snag or break off instead of digging through several trays. I'm opening up one lid, grabbing a replacement hook or weight from a dedicated compartment. Overall, this comes across as a compact, well-organized freshwater terminal tackle kit that's really easy to use, built-in corrosion-resistant components, and is made for anglers who want reliable rigs and ready to go in just a single box.